myself on display. 1, 2, 3 a day. I'm on my way, on my way. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. They wanna judge me untestified. Catch me on Insta, I'm verified. They want me quiet, I amplify. I'm on my way to the best thing that you've ever seen. You know that you bow to the queen. You lose all your senses and reason. I'll give you something to believe. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. Yeah. OMW. Nothing left to prove. So enjoy the view, taking a picture like Malibu. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. 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 On my way, on my way.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat, beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat, beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta I gotta
That bottle, it's over. It's the end of October. Champagne on the shoulder. This is my exposure. Pop that bottle, it's over. It's the end of October.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound.
All night long.
James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive, is in the building.
All the girls
Good morning, everybody. Hey.
all night long. But the feeling keeps kicking.
Good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, like it or not. Rebecca Zora starting up next. Good morning, y'all. Roller, good morning to you. Yogi Pretzel, I love the name. Yaki Pretzel. Yaki, there we go. Pixie on the moon, good morning. Laser Sword, what's going on? Good morning to you. Nat A, what's up? Deanna, good morning. Jam Tune. Jago, good morning to you. Marion, good morning. Mary C, good morning. Tyler Hacker, what's going on?
You dropped this.
Make Ryman Zeta, what's going on, Cam? Good morning, mother and father. Y'all be careful on the road. Good morning to y'all. T20, good morning. Jill, good morning. Rosalba, good morning. Got a good show this morning, y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned, like it or not. It's about to go down. Good morning, y'all.
Same place going in the heart of the city. Nitty gritty feels iffy and the eyes feel shifty. The shit we're in, yo, it's all mad risky.
Tiger's in the chat. What's going on, Tiger? Good morning to you.
But the feeling keeps kicking in. Beef with all the girls. Bullshit dripping off the chin. Pop that all night long. But the feeling keeps kicking in. Beef with all the girls. Bullshit dripping off the chin.
Good morning, Shan. Long time no see, stranger. Good morning to you. Oh, see, perfect time. Brian Foreman, good morning. Lynn Singapore, what's going on? Infinite Content, what's up with you? Brian West, good morning. This is for Brian, y'all. Brian, my dog is a genius. I asked him, what's 2 minus 2? He said nothing. Literally, because he's a damn dog, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning, y'all.
I bought a house in Cabo to shake off my cargo. It went a little bit far though. I didn't blow my top off. Now 6 by Arsenal. I didn't drive my car home.
Brian, I'm here all week. Make sure that you come see me.
Man, I miss my mom's home. Ask me how it feels.
William Moore, good morning to you.
When you pick a speed.
Okay, mama, y'all be careful out there on that road. Shout out to mom and daddy this morning. The whole family is on the way to pick up my niece. Yay!
The speed too hard,
Right, that is just the tip of the iceberg.
With a brand new model. Yeah, I called out Carlos. Said I won't be calling. Instead of my old tempo. It wouldn't make much sense, so yeah. Ask me how it feels. I said it feels too real. When you pick a speed.
If you haven't checked out the latest episode of Beer Bunner Chronicles, make sure that y'all go over to the channel and get at a view, man. There's some good clips on there now as well, too. Y'all make sure y'all go on over to the channel and review and see what we've done. I think it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Shout out to David and Ben, and of course, Sister Rebecca. And Brian, this one is better for you. I'll admit it. I have a tremendous sex drive. My girlfriend lives 40 miles away. That's right, Roller. Just a tip. Y'all come get y'all some of this BBC. It's so terrible. I know it. I don't know who came up with that name. It wasn't me. Lies. Yes, saw the story about the orcas attacking people.
My God, can't take my eye off you. Can't take my eye off you.
Roller, as long as you're feeling good, that's all that matters. Your show can always be bought at a later time. Catching it live, it's no big thing. You're not going to do anything provocative, so it doesn't matter anyway.
I have been had in a long time. True love crime, I hope you know that it may hurt for a while. Let's slow down, slow down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Ooh, driving date, watch a movie, right by your side on duty, not too much, not too sweet.
Put out David. David been doing this thing. He been working hard. I appreciate you, David. Mighty Gale, good morning to you. Happy Saturday to everybody that's just joining us. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned like it's about to go down. Industrial Launch, good morning.
I know you still, you're nice, sweet, smooth.
That's right. Bubbles are wild. You have to catch them in their natural element. Natural element.
Sweet,
Smooth, never mind.
cocoa bread,
Latino, good morning to you.
You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Boy can't take your eye off you, them girl can't take
Oh, I hate when I
your eye
can't
off you.
remember that
My mind
song.
in my mind on you, my mind can't take my mind off
Yeah,
you.
let's do that one.
Baby, oh come be my lady, oh give me a baby, got me talking crazy. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. Skin so smooth like cocoa, when no lose on no door. Skin so smooth like cocoa, when no lose on no door. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread.
My grief counselor died. He was so good. I don't even care. So dark, but it's so good.
Yeah, ain't no else, I gotta get a no call and quit. Yeah, gotta keep
Alicia,
on
good
moving, no matter
morning
how
to you.
hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way, cause I'm coming with hard it hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this.
Brian, I knew you were
Better
like
move,
that
you
one.
might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stretch, shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. Down wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need the bag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. Name perfect. Let 'em
It's Gainer, good morning. Hey, y'all think that's y'all ain't seen nothing yet. David, this is actually an older one, David. I'm just ready to update. Ooh, I'm still ready to update.
Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way, cause I'm coming with hard it hits. My head is as hard as a
Hollywood, what's going on?
You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
Good morning.
You better move, you might get
Action
knocked
shot.
out.
Y'all see that? Look at this production quality. Look at the action shot. Come on, look at Rebecca. David, you know you had to run that one back because that picture there. I can't even do the pose. I can't even change the music. That's it. That's it. Yes, Rebecca. I goddamn love it being like, all right now. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And I'm looking like, hey, I'm big black and gay. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. Before I am done, though, I got a question. For you. I got a question. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. How do you get dick from Richard? How do you get dick from Richard? You ask nicely. Hey, can I get no. Oh man. Right, Brian, you said it's like it's funny. My picture never changes. I'm just like, wait a goddamn minute now. That was what he had, big black again. I have no sense. This is goddamn early on the Saturday. I got me here, okay? Right, David. Arms is crossed. Let's get it. I don't know no other poses. Mama, what I need to talk about? I brushed my teeth.
Rock with the team, cause you know that we winning, we with it, we going, we flowing again. I might just go by a Benz. I might just blow my advance. Whoa, I did it all for the feeling.
Oh, yes,
I'm making a killing. I'm gonna break every ceiling, cause I need $1 million, but I don't need your money. You can pay me in respect.
Big, who was good morning? Lunch break, hot take. What's going on? Good morning, y'all. Shout out to everybody wherever you're streaming from, man. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Wherever you're streaming, look, streaming from. Make sure that you like, share, the stream, and get everybody on over here. Y'all get on up. Danielle, good morning to you. Environmental Coffee House, good to see you. Good morning. Hollywood, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate it. I want to see what the super sticker is, baby. We can't see it. Oh wait, never mind. I forgot to get my chat open. Good one. I like that one.
Mama, I made it. I know that they see me. I'm popping these bottles just like I'm a genie. I'm glad that you made me get all in my DNA. I'm up my chips like I'm working for Frito-Lay and bet it bag on myself. I don't do this for my health. Every thread is a champion. Got the title, need a belt. I don't need your money. You can pay me in respect. Once I do it big, what's to follow is a check. I need 100 bags, nothing more, nothing less. And the ops feel away, cause I'm next. I'm a threat. Oh yeah. Really, y'all don't know this. Y'all in danger. I'm a threat. It's a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a you know I ain't letting up. My foot is on your neck. Take my word for it. It's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this. Y'all in danger. I'm a threat. Gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a you know I ain't letting up. My foot is on your neck. Take my word for it. It's a promise and a threat.
Still young spits, but you call me young boss. Eating real good, so a man's gon' floss. Got my weight up and my view real posh. You a frisbee man, so that mean you get tossed. Bought a new crib, studio in the back. Numbers ran up, had to spit it with the chaps. Realest in the city, in my record, I fact that your man's only chat when he do it in the raps. Like squad go lost and don't really care what it cost them. You don't wanna cost them. My lifestyle awesome, couldn't decide if my gal wanted to, so I bought them. Don't run track, but I run up a check. Run, do it real big, gotta one up the next. Point to the sky with the one up, I'm blessed. I'm young, rich and black, so you know I'm a threat.
Hey, I told my wife, did you know old McDonald's farm has been taken over by artificial intelligence? She says, AI? I said, me? AI? And she was like, her, oh. AI, oh. Oh, man. All right. Y'all stay tuned. Any minute now. Record's gonna join.
Big time. No man now. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind.
Oh yeah, Ryan, that sounds good.
Lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign.
Oh, y'all did not like that one, goddamn. If that's something, then what my friends love scaring the crap out of me. With friends like that, who needs enemas? I'm going to hell. I'm going right to hell. Oh, y'all just wait. I can't wait till I shook the table. Y'all just wait till Beard Bunny Chronicles. Not next week, but I won't be here next week. Woo. David, we're gonna have to get together about the next couple of Thursdays, man. I just thought about it. Okay, Brian, go ahead and send me the invoice, but with the invoice, make sure you also send payment.
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Or I'm big time. Lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the
Let you know it really does. I like it a lot.
Take it from me,
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Or I'm big time. Lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me. Take it from me.
So last night, I wasn't gonna tell y'all, but screw it. I might as well say something now anyway. So last night, so embarrassing. So last night I was dreaming about having diarrhea. Like, I'm talking about bad, man. So having a dream about diarrhea, and then I woke up. And that's when shit got real.
I'ma need safety. Tell her I can't snake me. Ray gun on safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the
y'all probably thinking like you.
No screen daily, so the stress don't phase me. I keep it factual. I'm on sabbatical. I'm out of Central America. I need a break from hysteria. Park like the one with the carousel. I get it lit in your area. Locked to the vision, it couldn't be clear. You couldn't pay me to care enough. I dare you to hate me supreme with the sound through the stereo. So turn it up loud when you hearing us. We live and it's good in your area. My mama proud, she tearing up and it's going down. Got your girl aroused by these massive stacks like 100 pounds. Running big laps till the sun is down like 100 miles. Tinted frames on me leaning down. I'm winning now. Been a while, you ain't like me then, but how you like me now? Red one, if I hold you down, I'ma keep it there till we in the ground.
Mama,
Jet black when I beat the sound.
all day long.
Pay me now, treat it setback like a step back. Wave, I got the game in the
all poo, Rosalba.
all the homies on the flight list. Verbally gifted, take the plot and I twist it. Got a big lit. Sex with the incense, got my migraines.
I'm gonna hurry up for
I'ma need safety. Tell her I can't snake it. Ray gun on safety.
It's gonna be a whole
girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't phase me. I'm going. I want a grill for the mouthpiece, so bright that it light on my face. Your shawty just call me a fave, cause she like my character traits. I never stop for a break. I put a lock on the game. I put a stock in my name, but I give a f about the fame. I took a bite of that life and it tastes so exquisite. It feel like you do when you look in my pendant. Hopeless romantic, my girl, chin up for the kid. I'm not on no simps. What's up to the youngest he dreams? When I take her from rags to riches. I heard that you claim that you know me, but you ain't the homie. The f is your friendship. I need the loyalty, back up the royalty. I give a f if you notice me. Ain't nobody holding me. Big wave at your shoreline, so they know it's me. Babe boy from the cold seas. Nitro with a new pen, go at ISO. Tell them don't reach. Ice cold with it, no fleece. I'ma need safety.
Alright, y'all. Y'all know what time it is.
Gun on safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship.
Girl, mouth block. Here we go.
So the stress don't phase me. I'm going. Hey, look.
Alright, y'all. It's time to get this damn show started. But before I do, of course, I can't just leave you like this out in the cold and yearning for more. So here we go. One more before we get the show started. No bragging, but I made 6 figures last year. Go 6 figures, go 6 figures, go 6 figures. So they named me worst employee at the toy factory. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning, y'all. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. We're back to us. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for like it or not. We're back to us. Let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Osiris in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And I care who doesn't like it.
Hey, before we start, I just want to say that's probably like my most favorite song that I've wrote for Like It or Not since.
Time for Like It or Not.
I don't know. I love this song. I was over here dancing my ass off like I ain't never heard it before. Like I didn't make it. Okay, sorry.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
It is a good song.
I love it.
We got to update it, though, but it's a good song.
I already said, I'm like, watch when I play this damn song. This girl
every single time until we get it right.
What's wrong with it? It's updated for 2023, isn't it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What did it say? Fridays, 8 p.m. Fridays. That's what it is. Yeah, right, right, Ben. I keep forgetting about
it. We were making a couple changes on the schedule, so okay, I get it now. All right.
So yeah, y'all get an edit soon.
We lost you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
You're on mute in Zoom. No.
Right. Unmute yourself, Rebecca.
No, make sure that we have our I hear a little background noise. I can't stand this lady. Make sure we have our mics on mute, please. Please make sure we have our microphones on mute. And now she's telling people to put their phones on mute. Again, make sure you have your phones on mute. I hate when not that I hate it for the people who are like doing it. The people who are leading the meetings, and poor people, like just the person's getting cussed out. I remember one woman was like, girl, no, it was a guy. She's trying to act like she don't know what the numbers are. Lady, we know what the damn numbers are. And because she tried to put me in. It was a ongoing thing. And then she was like, looks like somebody's not on mute. If we could just have everyone. The fact that she had to remain calm while this person was cussing her out.
The bad part about it is that's happened to me before, where I'm leading a meeting and one of my agents is in the background like, yo, F you, I'm so sick of y'all goddamn kids running around over the goddamn. I'm like, oh, baby, your mic is open. Hey, I need everybody to go on mute, please.
It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. And I'm like, okay. Dang. Sorry, lady.
It is just like,
but I feel bad for the people that have to lead the meetings and it ends up being that. Ratchet. But sorry, I know, Ben, you held it down last Saturday, and there was a lot going on. Now today we are here and there is a lot going on. I don't think that we're going to get through all of it, but we can get through most of it. Hopefully. I wanted to mention, because you did put in the chat about the anniversary of the murders at the church. I believe it was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot that ties into that, especially with Nikki Haley's latest statement that she did say on Nikki Haley, child, that she said on social media. She tweeted out.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah, so she did tweet out this tweet that said, Barack Obama set minorities back by singling them out as victims instead of empowering them. In America, hard work, personal responsibility matter. My parents didn't raise me to think that I would forever be a victim. They raised me to know that I was responsible for my success. This is what she tweeted out. And before we get started on just getting into her life, because it be these people, right? It'd be the Ronaldo de Santos and the Nikki Haley's, whose name is, what is it, Nirmala or something like that. The Michael Harriet tweeted out a beautiful thread that actually showed who she really was. And just long story short, he started out when her parents first moved here. I mean, he went back to her mama and daddy when they first moved here, from I think it was India. In an area where they were considered Caucasians. You know, I told you we used to work for somebody who considered herself the Aryan race of Iran people, right? And she said that she's the Aryan, like they consider them the Aryan race amongst them. So them Caucasians, right? And so these Michael Harriet had actually broken down for Nikki Haley, where they were from. They're from India, and how they lived in the good part of South Carolina. Yet the father worked in HBCU on the black side of this area of South Carolina. And then Nikki Haley became governor of the South Carolina. Also, when she was just a state legislator, a lot of the black people were telling her that, you know, what the Confederate flag meant to them there. She didn't listen. When she had these different positions as a leader in the state, she just didn't listen to black people. And then under her leadership, I believe that's when that South Carolina massacre had happened while people were just praying. Okay. And that massacre had happened. And but so I'm just saying all that to say she knows the deal. Her parents ain't teach her nothing. She says that basically, you know, her parents taught her this one way, yet her parents had to come in here and get her to assimilate. Right? She changed her name to Nikki, or she went by Nikki. I believe that was like her middle name or something, instead of what her name actually was, which actually gives more so of who she is, her culture. But she wants to be white so bad. So for her to even say this, though, for her to say something, be in black, this is why, stay the damn hell out of black people's business. Barack Obama, especially at that time, was our black man, right? So you know, this is black folks' business, okay? And you, Miss Ma'am, to have to say, her name is Nimrata.
Nimrata, yeah.
Okay, Nimrata, and her daddy taught at an HBCU, so she knows. Don't get it twisted. She knows and she understands. She just wanted to go ahead and walk in whiteness and be a part of whiteness. And because of her not listening to black voices, I believe that blood is on her hands. And that's where I'm gonna go with that, Ben.
Yeah, no, 8 years. A lot happened in June. Like, seemed like June is a really wild month. But 8 years ago, Mother Emanuel AME. I believe it was 8 or 9 churchgoers who invited Dylan Roof into Bible study in South Carolina. And at the end of Bible study, he took out a gun and killed 9 people. And after that, you all will remember, he's the one that they took to Burger King. The cops, after they arrested him without incident, they took him to Burger King and fed him. And this is Nikki Haley. She put a tweet out, the most milquetoast tweet that you can imagine this morning, commemorating it, but not mentioning one time the racism that was behind it, right? Because the murderer in South Carolina 8 years ago, he was committed to his white supremacist ideals, the very same ideals that Nikki Haley is covering for. And so when she says what she said about Barack Obama, you know, that I'm not here to defend Barack Obama, but I am certainly tired of these people of color who use their color to cover for white supremacy and to get a paycheck for it, right? So Barack Obama actually responded to Nikki Haley, saying that Nikki Haley, along with Tim Scott, they have a history. They have a history of using their color to protect white supremacy. Now, he didn't say it in that exact word. I'll get the exact text.
No, Obama said it like that.
Yeah. This was Raw Story put it out this morning, was the response. So I'll get you the exact wording of the tweet. And actually, here it is. Obama accuses Tim Scott and Nikki Haley of being a part of a long history of people of color, Republicans, who downplay racism. Right. They're covering for white supremacy. And that's one of the best paying jobs right now. You'll see that there's like a long list of new black faces who are getting paychecks to cover for racism and cover for white supremacy. Nikki Haley is not the first, and she certainly won't be the last.
Right.
I mean, who was that person that was going at it with the newly fired Don Lemon from CNN? It was, I forget who it was, but it was the leader of some party, and he clearly was a person of color, Middle Eastern person.
Oh, Vivek.
Yes.
Vivek Ramaswamy running for president. Yeah.
And so, who's running for president? And so you think of those people and you look at them and you say to yourself, America sees you as you're people who look like you as a terrorist. Like, stop playing with me. Like, y'all sitting up here breaking bread. That's how I felt, Ben, when we were in that meeting. And I like to go back to that often. I know you guys should know the story by now. But when we were in that meeting and we sat there, and that woman literally said to me, oh, I showed my colleagues and they watched you on mute and you gave off BET. And I'm looking at her, well, your colleagues were definitely white men sitting in that room. And you were the only Middle Eastern woman sitting in that room. Baby girl, you know, I think you're accepted because you're married to the white man. And you like to keep saying that. I remember she wanted me to refer to her as an olive colored woman. Thank God that olive thing died back then. Because I said, nah, y'all, all right, don't do that.
Olive colored?
Olive colored. But I said to say, you can always act in white supremacy, uphold white supremacy with your talking points or being connected to somebody who's okay with walking in white supremacy in some way, shape, or form. And then when a person of color, you want to be called a person of color until the person of color who gets attacked the most is sitting is being talked about. How you didn't. And I said to her, well, what did you say when they were talking about me on mute? And said that I presented BET, which is fine with me, but they were saying it as an insult. So what did you say, Miss Middle Eastern, Miss Terrorist? Like, what did you say?
Jesus, whoa!
It's always I'm saying because that's how
that went right by me, Rebecca.
But yes, but that's what I'm saying. As you are, it's always you want to be a person of color until we're in the room, but you're upholding white supremacy. That's right. Like Candace Owens, who was a black woman who flipped because you can capitalize off of walking in that.
The three of us would be rich right now if we did some white supremacist talking points.
Period.
Man,
and Silk and Diamond, okay, and one of them ended up passing away and having a fantabulous funeral with Donald Trump saying how great she was. Boom. Cubans down there in Florida still saying they want to vote for Donald Trump. The whiter they look, the more they like to connect to their Aryan side, right? That too. But you're Cuban and half of your family members out there, they definitely look damn black. So it's like all of that. You're a person of color until you really have to be a person of color.
Always.
They wanted to be so included. Nurmata, what's her name? Nurmata, whatever her name is. She needed to go with her middle name or whatever it was, because she knew when she letting people connect with the fact that her father worked at an HBCU. No, she didn't want that. She didn't want any connections to that. She knows that, especially in that time, if she connected more with whiteness, it would benefit her.
Yeah. And look, it literally pays the bills, y'all. I mean, just look at the number of content creators, right? We're talking about politicians and people running for president, but I'll come all the way down to the content creators that you see now on TikTok, right? There is so much money to be made if you are a black person who's willing to say some white supremacist mess, because there are thousands upon hundreds of thousands of millions of reactionary white people who they really just crave to hear black folks say evil stuff about black folks, and they love to get people of color like Nikki Haley, like Vivek Ramaswamy, to come out here and be the model minority, the type of person who says, everything is okay in America. There's no racism in America. You're just not working hard enough, Black people. That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's just what that is. And I don't care what she says. I stay out of Black people's business.
Come on.
That's like I don't really give a damn. Like y'all always want to speak for Black folks, like that man Vivek. You had the nerve to be up on CNN speaking for Black folks. Don't give us any. We live the life. I don't.
You know.
Like,
don't even like Jimmy Neutron, like a brown Jimmy Neutron.
He does do.
Clarence and them, you know, y'all okay. He might speak over there and try to have talking points for us, whatever the case may be. But when you really are sitting here trying to speak for all the Black folks, Clarence knows the truth. He knows the experiences. He knows all that. Oh boy, Cameron in Kentucky, he knows how he was raised. He knows his other families, how his other family members are living. He knows all of that. These people know these things, but to walk in whiteness and to uphold, what's his name that we ain't never see since? Herschel Walker.
Oh, did you say Hershey?
Hershey. We haven't seen Hershey since. Y'all, they used him, abused him, threw him away. He was he made sure that he made himself dumb, less than.
Mm-hmm. Even dumber than he actually is. Like I was surprised. Oh my God.
He came over there like, and to know that I have lost is to suffer consequences. Consequences that I sided with white supremacy, if I may add that. And my my white wife.
White.
To allow her, you know, and all of this stuff. And in truth, I presented myself as a father who was deadbeat. And to my son, I would like to extend a major apology. Like he gave us something that we were like, he's a person. He actually has a voice. He actually has a mind. He actually has thought. But that's how white people want us to be. Even in this the media world, the algorithm doesn't work for us unless we allow white people to run how we are going to talk about our issues.
Yeah.
We soar with that. We fly with that. Anyways, Nikki Haley, who was also the head of the NRA at some point. Was it the NRA? Was it her?
No, probably and possibly. That's right up to her.
Let me make sure before I start lying up on here. Nikki Haley, who used to support heavily the NRA.
There you go.
That's a good way to cover it.
That's a good way to
always leave some plausible deniability in there.
Right.
Yeah. She supported heavily the NRA at one point. I remember because I used to when we were at the studio, she always had the NRA in her mouth. I'm trying to see. Let me see. She was an ambassador. She was an ambassador. She was an ambassador for NRA. I need to make sure because I always had her talking points. She always was speaking for the NRA, and that's all I need to know. But it was years ago, so it's hazy to me. It was about 7 years ago. But she was always speaking for the NRA, but never worked for the NRA, just to be clear. But Nikki Haley is a verbal ambassador for the NRA. And she, to know that she wants people to hold on to guns, she never spoke against what was actually happening in her state, allowed this murder, this massacre to happen at the church while Black people were praying and let him in. Did not know what was going on. Welcomed him.
Yep.
Well, that man was welcomed the whole night. He was welcomed into the church. He murdered people, and the officers welcomed him to a nice meal before he was welcomed into jail.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Like, you think about what happened at Mother Emanuel AME. And all of us we've been at the Black church at different times of our life. You know, a couple things happened when that racist white supremacist went in there. One thing they did, they welcomed him. They probably shook his hand. They probably hugged him. They probably offered him, would you like some water? Blah, blah. You know, they extended all kinds of love and grace to that sadistic, sick son of a racist. And then he decided to kill them. Anyway, and we're dealing with people like Nikki Haley and Tim Scott, whose number one job is to make sure that we don't connect the dots between white supremacy and the violence that's going on against Black people. That's what they get paid the big bucks for. That's why they're able to run for president.
Yeah. And this is why, like, we know that she may possibly not win, but we know that she's had a lot of backing. She's in her mind, she's built herself. Her father and them never gave her. They taught her never to feel sorry for herself. That's because it's you decided to go in and move in whiteness. Your daddy was working at the HBCU.
Another thing about this talking point from conservatives is if you complain, protest, or say anything about America, you're a victim, right? That's what you're somehow weak. And this is what Nikki Haley, Nazi Haley, and Tim Scott, Uncle Tom Scott, this is what they project. They project that it is a strength to ignore and just don't even admit that it exists. Because if you do admit that there's racism in this country, then someone taught you to be a victim. No, someone taught us to fight for ourselves. Like, it's the complete opposite of being a victim when we decide to stand up and fight. But this is the backwards mind of these Black and brown people who fall over themselves and take checks to do the bidding of white supremacy. They are absolutely a poison. And no, they're not going to win. Neither one of them will win. I guarantee you, I'll put money on it, between Nikki Haley and Tim Scott and Vivek combined, they will not get 3% of the Republican vote because they still don't like your brown and Black behinds.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all want to sit here and ride the wave of, I gotta, I move in whiteness, so they'll accept me. They'll probably finance a lot of the stuff, right? And you always be remembered for running in some way, shape, or form. But there's nothing innovative about what you're doing. You're saying to bow down to white law, to white ways, to white nationalism, to act like things are, to act like, especially in America, a lot of laws, a lot of ways, a lot of disparities are not against Black and brown people. You can't say that. You know how you were raised. You just happen to get out by walking in the white way, but you know exactly how your family members are holding up right now. You know, majority of your people it's not everybody is living good because they were taught not to feel sorry for themselves. It's not that, because here in America, it's not that we're feeling sorry for ourselves. Every day we're trying to damn make it. Every single damn day. Every single day I'm looking at people who are mediocre, who get by just because they're white. I don't want to have to, I sit next to people every day. And I like to make it general sometimes when it's like, we're arguing about how women don't get paid as much as men. That's all of our issue as women. Okay, I get it. But if I can go a step further, bitch, you getting paid way more than me. White lady. But I can't bring that to the table this happened. But I can't bring that to the table at a meeting because it's gonna make her feel like I'm taking her shine, right? I'm taking the shine when she wants to talk about her issues. And this is what we see. So anyway, I say to say, it's always going to, listen, Black and brown folks, we are always going to have it worse, right? We're always going to have it worse. However, you pick, I guess they pick them. Listen, just don't stay out of our business. Go be with your go be with your whiteness. Go be with your white folks. Go do what you need to do. Stay out of our business.
She can't get paid unless she wades. She has no role. Tim Scott, these people of color on the conservative movement, they have no existence except to get into Black people's business to try to undermine our fight. So without them attacking us, they have no reason to exist.
And that's that. Sick of it. Done with it. Next story up here that I wanted to discuss is going to be because I gotta look what I was talking about.
Tyler said, "Go be with your people, Nikki."
Please go be with your people.
Go be with your people.
I ain't talking about the brown people. I mean, go be with your white supremacists and leave.
I'm pretty sure the brown folks looking at her like, "Girl, please." We don't claim her like we don't claim. Like we don't claim Tim Scott. Like we don't claim.
I was.
Like we don't claim what's that girl name?
Candace.
I just said it and I forgot it. Kanye West at this point. We don't.
It's a few people that have been traded in that draft.
You see, there was a black conservative on Twitter the other day that said if we have another racial draft, they want to exchange LeBron James and Lizzo for Ben Shapiro. I said, boy, you don't even, your black stuff don't even get invited to your own family reunion. Talk about some racial draft.
Man, who said that?
Right.
It's on my timeline. Some black conservative. I mean, really, y'all are doing the most for checks. I understand people got to pay their bills and your lights are off and the rent's due and baby need a new pair of shoes. But you really going to go to the Punta Hotel?
Thank you for quoting Ace Hood.
For a check.
Thank you for quoting Ace Hood. Shout out to Ace Hood wherever you are in the world.
I didn't even realize I was.
He did.
You did. You all that
Baby need some shoes. You doing hustle.
Actually, this hard. I was thinking Jesus would work it out. Baby need a new pair of shoes. Work it out.
And maybe that's where he got it from.
Oh wow.
I was going to church with it. I'm sorry.
I was in Florida with it, and you took it to church. All right. Whoo, Lord. Let's see about. So, last thing we'll say about Nikki is to stay out of black folks' business. But talking about business, the feds will always be in yours. The feds will always be in yours.
Careful.
The feds will always be in yours. Boosie, little Boosie, Ghost Fight Boosie, who we love to call Boosie. You know what I'm saying? Two red bones kissing in the back seat, Boosie. Wipe me down, Boosie. I pull up at the club, VIP. Oh, drinks on me. So his part was BOOSIEBAZAZZ. That's me. Wipe me down. I don't care, man. That Boosie has. He took to social media not too long ago to speak on, I believe it's YMW Melly, somebody who's actually a rapper who's actually in jail for allegedly committing a crime of killing two of his colleagues, and they were using, I believe, rap lyrics in jail. They were using some of his rap lyrics in jail as evidence. And so Boosie was on live social media talking about that. And in that same day, I believe that he had appeared in court for a gun charge. I think he got away with it, or, he wasn't, they let him free. But I think on his way out of there, he was charged with, I think, the same crime, because the feds was watching. All I'm about to say is that they actually came and picked him up. They came and picked him up. They say rapper Boosie Badazz, as federal gun charge this week, came after San Diego police tracked his Instagram account and even used a helicopter to locate him in an allegedly gang-affiliated neighborhood. Excuse me.
Okay. Oh, name. Okay.
So wait.
Affiliated neighborhood. Okay.
Yes, in an allegedly gang-affiliated neighborhood. I don't know why they had to add that. I'm reading it. I'm really unsure why they had to add that.
You see,
so that was according to the newly unsealed court records in a criminal complaint unsealed by a judge on Friday, which was yesterday. Federal prosecutors said Boosie's May 6th arrest was sparked by local police spotting the rapper in an Instagram video of a known gang member sporting a black handgun tucked into the back of his waistband and his pants. Switching to Boosie's Instagram account, prosecutors say police used an airborne law enforcement unit drone to locate the rapper in an allegedly gang-associated neighborhood of San Diego. After a traffic stop a short while later, they say Boosie was found in a black SUV with a matching black pistol in the vehicle. The newly unsealed documents reported by Billboard detail the timeline events that led into the charges. The rapper was suddenly arrested on Wednesday at the California courthouse, just minutes after an appearance in which charges from state prosecutors based on the May traffic stop were dismissed. But based on that same May arrest, federal prosecutors have now charged him with violating federal laws, barring a previously convicted felon from possessing a firearm. I don't like the way this is worded, but all in all, It was just a terrible day for Boosie that day. It was just a terrible day. He also was on live that same day speaking and saying that, we got to show up for rappers who are on trial. A lot of us aren't doing that. And I think that we should start doing it. He was saying on live as well that he wants to become a lawyer or somebody who can help rappers legally as he begins to acknowledge what's happening to rappers. So all of that, he just had a really unfortunate bad day of coincidences, maybe. I don't really know.
He was on Instagram with a gun, wasn't he?
But here's the thing.
Sure, that's
he shouldn't have been with a gun. Listen to me.
No, I don't care. I know it's illegal for a felon to have a gun, and I don't particularly care about that law. I just say, like, bruh, if you know the feds is watching, go on live with a gun. Anyway, go ahead, Rebecca.
John Morant.
John Morant. Cost that man almost $10 million because he had a gun on his live.
It cost him a whole season for real.
No, it didn't. They gave that man a slap on the wrist. I'm surprised he ain't get fully kicked out, which 9 times out of 10 he should have. But I guarantee you that
25 games or something like that.
25 games.
Yeah,
that's
that's basically like he's not gonna play. So like.
It's only you know how many games they have a season? It's like over.
No,
100.
I know, but we're not gonna see him. He's just got in there, so we're not gonna really see him develop. I think this was his prime time because all eyes would have be on him from the first time. This second time around, this is what we got. But before we get to him, let's listen to this clip of Boosie talking.
Putting everybody up on game that he don't need to put people up on game on. Go ahead.
Right.
Podcast. I'm doing this shit as my run.
Right.
When I sit on a fucking couch, bro, and give this shit, I get real money, bro.
Right.
Parental advisory. There we go.
This shit ain't
like, but you can't.
This is a part of my hustle now.
So
I sit on the couch and get paid what niggas do an hour show for, bro.
Right. So you get pulled over, right?
Yeah.
Cops found the weapon. Who gun is this?
Yeah. What happened?
You keep it real in that situation too?
What you mean if the cops find the weapon?
Yeah, if they find a weapon, it's like 5 of y'all in the whip. It ain't sure.
This shit done happened plenty of times.
Yeah,
my boy gonna say that's his guns when they come to the car.
Look out. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They always
pull you had the youngest person in the clique for all the time around.
Wow.
You know, people do that 7 different times in the clique. Who's never not convicted, they just, take the charge for the pistol.
What the hell?
So 2 things about that, Rebecca. I'll turn it back to you. You just don't say everything on the internet. And you just don't take everything on lives. And then not to mention the logic behind it is so self-destructive. It's so destructive and detrimental to our community. All that, I get that still. But Boosie, if you're trying to prevent getting charges, don't go on the internet and give them all of everything. I mean, you literally are telling the feds, this is how we get away with it. So now they know exactly how to put the pressure points on the boys who do take the fall.
Yep.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that look, it's the friends in the background. Look, did he just say,
No. They realizing they up next.
Oh, man. Nah, I know I be holding the gun, Boosie, but you ain't had to tell. This is, look, it's the one in the pink. He's
like,
okay. Yeah.
That's what happened. That's why I got all them years.
Oh man.
He like, I'm not about to this my last day today.
Baby Rico charge. Rico. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. I feel bad, but I also feel like they wanted Boosie so bad. We know everybody's still carrying the gun that say they ain't carrying the gun to protect themselves. We're talking about rappers here. We're talking about we know that this is happening. But the fact that the feds did 6 jobs to look at a video of somebody else's account where Boosie was passing by and had the gun in the tuck. That like you did somebody like we're gonna get him because the other charges were dismissed, but we need to get him on something. We're leaving here with Boosie, and they sure did. After Boosie got those charges dismissed, got on live, talked about the charges being dismissed, talked about pulling up and supporting another artist in their ongoing battle right now, and saying that, hey, we need to start supporting each other. I'm the only one pulling up for this young lad. I want to start getting into studying legal and getting into maybe becoming a lawyer or something, and an advisor for like it's crazy.
He's gonna get really familiar with the legal system now. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
already
he is.
familiar with it in that way. Oh, he knows that way of it, and he didn't even get a chance to crack open a book. They picked him up, baby.
Straight pick up.
Now, who is Vlad TV going to interview now?
I hate you, girl. I hate you.
Whoever's next up to be arrested.
You heard me, John Morant. I'm not gonna let it go, y'all. John Morant.
I think all these people got
John Morant. We can go to that conversation as well. For John Morant, who we know the latest on that will be the NBA has decided to suspend him for 25 games. And so I do feel like it's pivotal. It was pivotal for him because when the incident first happened, which I think that they were doing a little too much about, but when the incident first happened, and granted, sir, you know what you're doing. Like you're in this league now. There are rules to abide by. But if you're in your home, you're flashing your gun. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But after you've been told already, and it's one of those things. I have a relationship with the NBA. I know I'm black.
Yeah.
I know it looks different for me than it looks for other people in sports. These white people who play for the NFL or whatever can go out and shoot their gun in their yard, in the air, and be fine. They're gonna say, "Oh, he's just shooting the gun." Politicians. Right. Politicians, all of that. But me, as a young black man who they gave a chance to in the NBA, I can't be flashing my gun in my yard, having a good time on live. I can't do that. And you can't.
He should be able to.
But you can't.
But he can't.
But the first time around, I feel like that argument, okay, we had it. But you decided to continue being in a relationship with the NBA after the fact. So you have to abide by that rule that does single out particular players, black players, majority of y'all anyway play in the NBA. So there's a way that you have to carry yourself in the media, on social media. There's a way that you do. And it's not going to be with guns. You're a black man with a gun. It's equal to being a thug. Being somebody people have to be afraid of.
That's facts.
So what I say here is that 25 games that he's gonna miss, and yes, I know how many games are in the NBA, but that could have been us having our eyes on him the second time around and being like, oh man, he hungry. We know him because of the incident. The whole world knows him because of that first incident. And so this second time around, I hate that he got suspended for so long, but it's going to be a lesson learned, but that time would have been pivotal for us watching him, seeing him actually play the game, see him for his actual ability and gift to the NBA.
Yeah.
And we're not going to see that. So
I feel like Ja Morant, like I'm not, I have mixed feelings about all of these stories because of how guns, America we worship guns. That's what America is. So I feel some kind of way about
not when
all
black
these
people have them in hand.
And that's why I feel some kind of way because I feel like Ja Morant should be able to listen. If anybody needs protection, let's somebody who can go and drop 50 grand at a strip club on one night, and I'll bring that up because they've been coming after Ja Morant since that strip club incident. I don't know if y'all remember. He had like $50,000 in singles on the ground, but somebody decided to take advantage of that and put that out into the news and put the pictures out, and that started attacking his career. That's like, it's hard to be a star and be able to be public. I know there's a greater responsibility on him because of that, but it also just bugs me that we have leaders, politicians who, we worship guns, right? We swear by guns. Every video game is gun ridden. Every politician takes Christmas cards with their guns. So this is what bothers me.
Kids holding the guns in the Christmas cards.
Children, toddlers holding AR-15s.
AR-15s.
Come on. So it's just really, a statement to how differently you are going to be treated. One, if you're black, but then two, if you're a black star. Come on, the people are going to be watching you and your Instagram.
If you want to continue to be in a relationship with it's like cheating on somebody, and the person takes him back. You took him back, so you can't First of all, don't cheat again, but you can't blame them as well. Like you can't keep on going back to remember you cheated. And I think the NBA wanted to do that the first time with him, but he didn't realize, okay, I'm back in this relationship, so I can't cheat again. I can't do. But it was immediately after we see him doing the same exact thing. It wasn't nothing different. It was the same thing. They're ready to catch him. They want to get him. I feel like they want to continue to like, and by they, I mean people who want him to actually be a criminal, people who want him to actually be that thug, people who want to label him as everything negative. They want him to lose.
But in that one of those things where he's doing that to himself, he's being the stereotype. That's the part I have a problem with, because here it is being a stereotype, and then it's the people that he's hanging around with. To me, that's what it is.
Stereotyped. And unfortunately for Black people, when we have a relationship with the NBA, a corporate job that is paying us God knows what, and if we want to keep that, there is a way that we must be, because of the stereotypes that they've placed upon us for doing whatever. Like I could be working, I just told you, I could be working a position with Sally. Sally comes in with some hot oval red nails, right? Sally is still looked at as a professional. Rebecca comes in with some oval red nails. She's looked at as a little too saucy, like a little too tone that down. Sally comes in with blonde streaks in her hair, right? Rebecca comes in with blonde streaks in her hair. Rebecca is ghetto for doing that. So you know what women do in those positions or in those corporate positions? We got to come with our hair in one color. We can't fit what they are stereotyping us with. We can't do that. So him with the gun, immediately a thug. Another white player with the gun.
He's doing it for the culture.
Even when I say it right now.
Daily Loud, we tweet about it.
Listen, I wouldn't even care. White player with a gun, who gives a damn? Ja Morant with the gun, how dare he be? You see what I'm saying? So he needs to know. I hear what you're saying too, Bubba, but I don't think he's fitting stereotypes. I think these are stereotypes that are placed upon him that all of us, if we're choosing to do something that we know, like if we act up in any kind of way and we're not even acting up, we're just chilling at home, doing what we do, that's not harming any person at all.
First time he was at home. The second time he was in the car.
But still, he was in the car at home or something in his parking lot with his friend on live.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
my whole thing is, I'm sorry, y'all. It's, to me, with the Black NBA star, and this goes to one of those things to where you have a lot of young Black men who are going to look at this behavior and think that is okay. And I say that because young Black men these days seem like they're very influenced by professional athletes, rappers, and all this other shit. I had an incident outside where two young cats, 10, 11 years old, trying to model themselves after their older brother, who is now locked up and in jail, just from modeling, trying to go that behavior. Also modeling these people that are getting online and flashing these guns on their live and everything. And I think it feeds into this mentality of, I want to be just like that when I grow up. You know, and that's why I have a bigger issue with it. I hear what everybody's saying, but my issue is like, you're a young Black professional, you're a young Black baller, on here flashing a gun, like for what? You know what I'm saying? And I do hear that, but let's be honest. When had last time y'all seen any Black artists or anybody else that's getting on their lives and just flashing their guns like that the way he is?
So
it's almost like an irresponsibility almost.
But Boosie didn't mean to. This is the thing. I hear what you're saying. I think we're saying the same thing essentially, and that's, listen.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, you got to know what it comes with, right?
Exactly.
Black people can't just go and live their lives normally. When you're there, there's a set of rules outside of the rules that are specifically for Black people in the league, on television, and corporate opportunities, spaces. It sucks. It sucks because he wasn't harming anyone. This is what I'm saying. He is free to carry. Right. Licensed to carry. He should be able to do. There is nothing. That's what I'm saying. What they're trying to make an issue is not an issue. However, I hear what you're saying, and it's that, listen, you're a young black man in the space. You know what it is already. Like black man to black man.
Yes.
But I have a problem when white folks are entering the conversation trying to have that conversation because they're speaking with stereotypes.
Right? Oh yeah, and that's the thing. And most times I ignore the ass because y'all know what the hell y'all talking about.
But
let the black folks talk on this.
They're the ones that own the NBA. They're the ones that they're the ones that have the voices that are sitting here on our threads and making these statements against him. But when they have the other athletes who are shooting, like I said, up in the air in the woods in their households on live with their kids sitting right here, it's not an issue.
They're also the ones who own the record companies, and I want to be clear. I'm talking about white Aryans here. I'm not going with this this Jewish people run the world trope. Nope. I'm talking about good old white boys,
blue eyes
from Confederate states, some New York Rockefeller rich white boys who own these record labels, who own all of these social media accounts that do the promotion of this imagery. They will take any black person they can who's giving the type of negative imagery that they can make money off of, and they promote it to the point of it's almost impossible for Ja Morant. And I agree with you, James. I agree with you, but Ja is one person in a sea of hundreds of thousands of influencers and artists and rappers and performers and entertainers who are literally paid to present that. They're paid to present this imagery. And we've been living in it. I mean, you follow hip hop longer than me, man. We've been living in this decline for a very, very long time. But what bothers me about it is an intentional decline that is being facilitated by a bunch of white, rich, conservative type men who own these companies.
Ben, you're totally correct with that. And Bubba, like I said, I hear your point. I feel for them too. I'm upset. This is us at the dinner table. I'm upset with Ja Morant. This is me on television. This is me talking to anybody else on the outside. Y'all need to eat up on Ja Morant. I say that because we see if the juxtaposition is clear, but at the same time, personally talking to him. Get your shit together now. Why would you go do that for a second time? You know what? They out here.
That's my thing.
You know what it's looking like. You know that. You can't be
25 games is lenient. 25 games is lenient as hell.
How old is Ja Morant? He's in his early 20s, right?
Yes.
I would honestly say it's possible that he doesn't know. He doesn't know because we do have a whole generation of young men who are so completely clueless to the plight of being a black person, not because for no other reason than the fact that they are Blueface, right? I think of people like Blueface. I think about all these artists who are out here who are literally promoting a lifestyle that is completely antithetical to what we're fighting for. And they've been raised in it. They've been groomed in it. Their parents younger than some of us. You know what I mean? So it's a whole generation of young black men who I don't know if they actually know better because they have been raised in an environment that intentionally feeds them this kind of stuff. So, he should. Somebody need to pull him to the side. He better know better now. I mean, 25 games. Somebody said in the comment section, they better be glad it wasn't David Stern who would have taken his whole career from him. 25 games is lenient, but it's going to cost them. They're estimating this could cost them almost $10 million just for that 25. I got to look at his contract because that seems like he's.
Well, it's going to cost him money. It's going to cost him time, and it's going to cost him what he needs as a growing NBA player right now. Is what I'm saying. He could have flipped this moment and
he's made still young. That man, let me tell you, he's still young. He got skills. That man gonna be 25 games is not gonna do anything.
No. I'm saying it could have helped with his what we're talking about right now. With the first his imagery, right?
Branding.
And his branding. Because the first time around, we were behind him. This is what I'm saying. He could have did one of those things where it's like he came back stronger. He learned his lesson, but it's all in his game kind of thing. We see the difference. And I know he's gonna grow, but I've seen NBA players come in young and we ain't never see them again, sweetie. They get paid from the bench. I want to see his game. I want to make sure that it's gonna be more than Ja Morant. Seen with a gun in the car. I want to see him on the court. You know what I'm saying? All eyes will be on him. as soon as these 25 games are up.
Oh,
but,
yeah. He better not mess up after this next time.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair.
It's all on him.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's a double standard. He's able to carry a gun. He has a license for a gun. This is an NBA rule that is being but he better learn his lesson.
But he's black.
Let me tell y'all.
He's black. I don't want y'all to forget he's black.
He's not gonna miss out. This man's contract is $155 million. So this is only gonna cost him those 20 games, $7.6 million.
If he's sending money to win,
it's still some million. It's not really about that for me. It's about I can tell it is hurting him mentally. It's outside the money. Remember, he was tweeting out things about being like he's messing up again, and it's affecting him outside of that, because I believe that he does care about what people think of him. I do, but
well, yeah, I mean, it's got to be hard to have this level of attention and have this. Yeah, you know, of course, I'm sure it's bothering him on a personal level. Yeah,
he's gonna come back stronger. We're gonna make sure he comes back stronger. Oh, look, we're gonna make sure. I don't know that man like that. God.
Right.
Go over there and send your angels of protection over him in this time. Because when you love the game, I'm telling you, it's something when you don't play. Like when you really love the game, it's something when you don't play. So hopefully he stays on his training. He goes to the games, is a part of that with his team. And, you know, I hope some people are speaking with him. But when we're going to talk about the conversation, let's be clear. It's a
standard for sure.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I am on the show, Melinda.
Hey, Melinda. Ooh, not you hung up on her.
You might as well know who it is.
Right. Like, why did you answer?
So, anywho, that's that. Last story before we get out of here really quickly. Also, in trending news, Sukihana.
Yeah, you got to tell me about this because I've been trying to pay attention. I'm just, please.
Okay.
Please.
So, if anybody doesn't know Suki with the good, I can't say because that's how that is her name. Suki with the good, whatever
cookie,
rhymes with that.
Cookie.
With Suki with the good cookie, but she said something else.
Yeah.
We know her from, she's like a TV personality from Love and Hip Hop. And she was on a panel, I believe, not too long ago, maybe earlier this week. We did see her on a panel with, and I want to say his name correctly, YK or
Osiris.
Thank you. YK Osiris. She was on a panel. It was her. I believe it was Young Duval, another comedian, social media comedian next to them. And they were on a panel and they were all talking. And in there, you can see that he gets up, he rubs her shoulders. I know they were having a conversation, but in the video, I don't know if we have it. And if you can grab that for me, David. But in the video, you can see the rapper Osiris walk over to her. They say something to each other. He starts to rub her shoulders. And then he grabs her like face, neck area, just lightly, and then forced the kiss on her. And then it went from a kiss to like trying to make out with her. When I seen it, you guys, immediately I cringed. I felt very uncomfortable because I have been in that position. I have been in that position where people automatically assume because I give off a certain kind of energy that means that they can approach me. And literally, there's no boundaries. They can approach me in some kind of way, and it's accepted. So many times I have let things fly because I don't want to make an issue out of it. And here we are
in this video, y'all.
Let's take a look.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want people to
No.
Oh my! Oh,
and he's just laughing. Nah. He wants somebody to laugh with him.
And he's had some.
I'm uncomfortable. So she ended up. Okay, so before I get to what she said, you can also put that back up because I want to read what she said verbatim. But Twitter went in a frenzy. Social media went into frenzy. A lot of people were saying because she carries herself and she sexualizes herself through her lyrics, through her music. If she puts that energy out there, she cannot be surprised when men approach her that way.
Yeah.
Yes, she can.
And I was pissed off. Let me tell you something. I don't care for Suki. I think she's a beautiful woman. I don't care for her lyrics. I don't care for how she presents herself. I don't really care for it. But I don't care if she talks about riding 10 penises. I don't care if she talks about having 90 of them in her mouth or other holes in her body. I don't give a damn. She still deserves respect and consent will always be something that you and her need to have before you place any part of your hands, bodies, whatever in her personal space and anything that she owns that belongs to her. You do not disrespect a woman in that way. I don't care. I remember going to, and this was not too long ago, being at an event and a guy comes up to me and tries to kiss me. I had to be like, excuse me, what what is this? Like, you always give that energy, like you walk into the room was sexy and you be looking at me and I look at everybody like that, especially when I'm dressed a certain kind of way. When I walk into the room, that's everybody knows it's my energy. Why? That does not give. You have no consent to come and try to kiss me, grab on my ass. You do not have that. And do not disrespect. There is nothing in this world that says that. She was clearly uncomfortable. They said she doesn't have the right to be uncomfortable. She doesn't have the right to say no because of what she says in her music, how she presents herself when it comes to sex.
Yep.
Let's be sure. The same people saying that would sexually assault a woman in jogging pants. A woman who goes to nuns, they will sexually assault nuns. Like, people try to say that women who present themselves in a certain way, they earn whatever happened to them.
They're asking for it.
They're asking for it when we literally have plenty of evidence of men doing this to everybody in all categories. And then the other thing, those three guys that are sitting at the table, now, I don't expect everybody to like get up and start swinging every single time, but nothing. Y'all didn't even try to get him off of her. Like, y'all just sat there and laughed and smiled, and he felt so comfortable that he could go off screen laughing, falling all over the place, getting other people to try to laugh with him. That tells you the culture of that room that she was in, right? The kind of vultures that were surrounding her. So I got a problem with him, and I got a problem with all the people that were in that room and just kind of laughed it off.
The people that were sitting next to her. And you can go back to that tweet, David, that it's talked about us condemning her for. So when she first came out, she was twerking on a young, and this was a few years back, she was twerking on a young 10-year-old boy. I condemned her for that then. Listen to me. If you're telling me that I can't condemn YK Osiris for what he did, and I can also, listen, stop reaching, stop looking for things. What happened on that day happened on that day. It was terrible. When that happened, when just because I'm condemning YK on that does not mean we have to go back into her search history or find. I condemned that situation too. We all did.
Yeah.
He had no right to go and be in the personal space of a 10-year-old boy, twerking on that 10-year-old boy. Where was the consent there? Yes, that conversation. But we're talking about what's happening here in this moment. And that was a very unfortunate situation that people were making excuses for, which leads so many men to sexually assault women and say you were asking for it because you came in a space that way, because you came out that way, because of your energy that way. That's why I think it was very important to have that conversation. No young 10-year-old should be danced on or twerked on. And where was his consent? Where was his mama? All that other stuff. I don't know that story, but that was uncomfortable. That was wrong. Suki, you were wrong for that. But in that moment when she was saying no the other day, yesterday, 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
And the conversation in the world was ridiculous because they were saying that because she carries herself a certain kind of way, she deserved that.
It just shows you how strong patriarchy still is. And I know a lot of people are, oh, patriarchy, all that. Yeah, no. It is so strong that it will take the woman who is accusing McGregor. What's the
oh yeah Conor McGregor.
There are so many people, women included, who actively support the patriarchy because they believe that women actually earn these things. Like, this is a sickness that is not only a problem for men, those men in that room who didn't do anything to help Suki. I don't care what her let me also say this. I cannot stand Suki's brand. I cannot stand what she stands for and represents, the sick things that come out of her mouth. But excuse my language, I'll be damned if I sit by and watch somebody sexually assault her and I just laugh. What? It is the patriarchy. It is a patriarchal mindset. They feel like they are entitled to women's bodies. And if a woman happens to be something other than, she could be a nun. They have done this to nuns. So I don't want to hear anything from any man talking about what Suki did in the past. I don't like her. I hope if her music goes away, it's better for humanity. Okay.
I think
sexual assault is sexual assault, and Osiris is losing everything, and I'm glad he is. Hopefully,
she's a beautiful girl, and there's a group of people who love her artistry. It works somewhere. It does.
Yeah.
I don't care for it, but that's just me. At the end of the day, though, she's still a person. I don't care.
Human.
And this is respect her. Respect her. If she is not, she's here to do a job, the same job that her colleagues next to her were doing. She's here to do a job. Respect her as such. And go ahead.
I was about to say it. And Osiris, he's been on a downward spiral for the past few years anyway. I know earlier this year, there were some tweets about him wanting not to be here or threatening suicide at one point. So it's just like all of this stuff now, all of a sudden is like, what are you trying to do? Because it's not appropriate right now. Like you've been in these spaces where you're good, but now you just keep throwing yourself under this bus, man. It wasn't appropriate. And it wasn't.
He's got a responsibility of saying that much too, James. He's talking about wanting to kill himself and all this kind of stuff. Bro, you did it to yourself, bro.
You did it to yourself. And I hate to say that, but that's what it is. You bought a lot of this stuff on yourself. It was something that in a moment you think, oh, let me do this. It's going to get me views. It's going to get me fans and everything else. All these people are here. It's funny. It's her or whatever. No, that doesn't mean that you're able to do that.
Come on.
Now I'll say this. She came out because everybody was having the conversation for her. You can put that tweet back up on the screen, David. And she came out and she made a statement that basically she feels silent. She says, I drink to hide that I'm very sensitive. I feel things more than the average person. I stopped drinking yesterday. Today I've been crying all day. I asked God to strengthen me and use me to help others and order my steps in his word. I just want to go away for a while. And then before that, she was saying that she just felt like she's never heard. She can't say anything and be heard. He ended up coming out and said that he apologized to her. He's been trying to reach out to her, apologize to her. He knows what it looked like. He wasn't trying to be that way. And I can hear and see that, because a lot of men think that is just what you have the option to do. I can't lie. Logistically, the logic here especially in America, not especially in America, outside the world, child. Listen, as a woman, a man definitely, he sees you, he can do whatever he wants with you. But
why ain't nobody beat his ass yet?
Men are supposed to be able to see a woman and get them, do what they need to do, approach that way. Consensually. If a man approaches me in a way and I like it, you have my consent. If I'm like, oh, sir, personal space, gets to going. If I'm moving away because I'm uncomfortable, get off me. That's no. A no is a no. Now, he apologized. I believe he's sincere with his apology. And yes, she did accept his apology, actually. She said that, she doesn't want to tear a black man down or whatever the case may be. She also said that, she gets it. She understands what he did. She said that she's done some things in the past and, she was on the cross for it as well, but she said she's not saying that what he did wasn't wrong and it didn't make her uncomfortable. She accepts his apology. She does want to move forward. And that's where we are with that now. But I also want people to understand the full scope of it is consent.
Consent.
And if you didn't get it, back up.
And
step off.
And entitlement. What possessed you to think that you were entitled to do that to a person without consent? Right? Do you know that, like, the height of arrogance to think that you could just go and own a person's body in a moment just because you want to?
Because you're trying to be playful.
Playful is throwing a football. Playful is like jump rope and hopscotch. Playful isn't sexual assault. But
on media, like on, you know what kind of world we're living in today. Everybody's seen it.
He thought he was gonna go viral in a good way, apparently.
Because he's been trying to hit on her. That's why he's been hitting on her onto it. So it's a thing, right? He's been saying, he wants her, yada yada, and he got his opportunity on that moment to do something. She wasn't feeling it. Don't try again. Don't do it again. Don't go harder. Don't put me on the one shot. And so, this is where this is where I think we are with it at the end of the show. Consent. Consent.
Right.
Consent. And you didn't have my consent for that one shot.
Jesus.
So we're at the end of the show, guys. I thank you guys for watching. If you guys are still here at this time at 11:30 something, 32, that means that you loved today's show. All right. So to support and continue supporting, you guys can go to patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com/like it or not. Also, if you would love to give personally to our pockets, to our big, you can definitely do that on Cash App at DJX3C Voice and BPD 2018.
That's what's up.
Okay, that's all right. That's DJX3C, Becca's Voice, and BPD 2018. We are here to give you guys what you need, but in order for us to stay here, we definitely could use the help. All right, I love you guys so much. On Thursdays, there is a Beard Bonnet Chronicles with DJ Exclusive on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. What is that? 9:30 a.m. So I'm like, I can't understand.
Girl, who's gonna be up there early? Oh, and on that, the next few Thursdays, we're probably doing on Wednesday because this Thursday I'm going out of town, and then the following Thursday I got my bottom surgery. I get my BBL done finally. So
what? You know
James, my bottom surgery, my BBL. The surgery that I was supposed to have got like last month, they finally doing it this month. So I got like, goddamn.
But it's not your bottom, it's your hip replacement, ain't it?
Girl, what's she being? No, it's the
it's another thing. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. It's a BBL.
Look close.
I don't know what's going on, and I think I don't want to know. But God bless you on the surgery side. I
got to call off the David.
I'm out of here. So I love you guys, Nina. Enjoy the rest of your day, and see ya.
I got to preach tomorrow, Jay.
Damn it, Ben. I can't stand y'all, man. Hey, thank y'all so much again for tuning in. David, there we go. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in on this happy Saturday morning. We hope y'all enjoy the day. Go outside, get some fresh air, and walk around, do some stuff. And your affirmation for today is, once I get to it, here we go. There is no limit to how much joy could and should fill my life. There is no limit to how much joy could and should, come on somebody, fill my life. Love y'all, meet it, man. We will see y'all next week, Tuesday, 9:30. Yeah. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Deuces. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but I stay dropping. Damn you, Brian. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 20